All right, welcome back, everybody. We're back with a new podcast.
What's going on?
Brett is super proud of this one. He's probably going to have a lot more to say than I am because
I'm not proud of it.
Because you're a movie buff.
I'm not proud of it.
You're a movie buff.
I just came up.
Tell
with
him the topic, Brett.
The topic is comic book movies.
All right.
But before we talk about comic book movies, we have a very important announcement.
Yes.
So the past 2 days, we've had a community dance-off happening
on Discord. Join Discord. If you're not on Discord.
Yes.
Join our Discord because we have a bunch of really cool stuff. We talk to you directly, and we have dance-offs and whatever, apparently.
Yeah. It kind of started out of nowhere, but a lot of people joined in.
It's Elmo's fault.
And it was really fucking awesome, and everybody had a load of fun. And at the end, we had everybody vote, and we had a winner. But first of all, we're going to show all of the entries. We're going to show like 5 seconds of everybody's videos.
They're going to get edited in right now.
Yeah, so first up, Elmo Skits. Brett from Game Grumps. Existential Sebastian. Brent from Gamer Bust. Darkovica, aka Moniqua.
Monica. It's something.
Moniqua. Bethany. Aidinator 800. Tacorific 9000. He's the upgraded Aidinator 800. The taco. And one more Elmo. We're just gonna throw him up again because holy shit, look at that flip.
All right. By the way, anyone in the Discord right now, if you don't want us to show any of your clips, send us a PM or a DM or talk to us somewhere and say, hey, I don't want it in, and we'll make sure not to edit it in. We'll cut that out.
I actually checked with them beforehand.
Okay.
But if you guys changed your mind, then message us.
You've got like a day or two.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I don't want it to go up.
Yeah. And then our winner was Elmo Skits.
Yeah, by poll. It was a straw poll.
Round of applause for Elmo. Good job, dude.
Good job.
You definitely did.
What was the score? Hit that straw poll. You gotta say.
Damn it. Oh, okay. So it was. I actually memorized it. Elmo was in first place with 11 votes.
Okay.
A staggering lead. And then in second place, we had a tie between Bethany and Tacorific 9000 with 4 votes each. So they were second place. And in third place, everybody else tied with 0.
Yeah. I'm not going to disclose who I voted for. It was Elmo.
Yes. And quick shout out to also, oh no. What was his name? Arbionic? The 800. Shit, I can't remember his name now.
He's right there.
Is he on?
Yeah, he's right there. He's in the podcast, bro.
Damn, I didn't know he was here. Aidinator 800. To Aidinator's dog, who also had a submission.
Oh, nice.
So cool. We got lots of submissions. I'm very mad that I didn't win, or even get a single vote.
Hey, I just wanted to dance.
That's true.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I was the person who was originally challenged in this dance battle.
Yeah.
And then we made it into a group thing.
Yeah.
But
he's taking all the credit.
I'm
Look at him. He's like, it was all me.
I'm sad that I didn't even make a dent in the competition.
You held up all of the other 3 people.
Well, yeah, we'll go with that.
Standing on the shoulders of giants.
Exactly.
That's definitely what that means.
There you go. All right, so let's talk about comic book movies.
All right. Tell them the 3 points we're talking about in the comic book movies are.
Oh, you want to get okay? So
yeah, they don't know. They're watching.
Oh, good point. So first, we're gonna talk about what our favorite comic book movies are. Me and Brent will say what our favorites are, and we're gonna open up the conversation. We're gonna bring in some of you guys. Tell us what you like and what you don't say what you don't like. This is about favorites. This is about positive vibes. So just say what you like.
You can say stuff you don't like if you want to.
No, I won't allow it, and I will dunce you.
You can't dunce me. I'm on the mic. Just unplug the mic.
Oh shit! I'd have to reach over you.
Yeah.
The second topic is going to be about like the original works. So is it important for a comic book adaptation to stay true to the original comic?
Mm-hmm.
And if it does deviate from the original works, does that ruin? Does it make a movie? What are your thoughts on that? And finally, we're going to talk about casting. Who are the better castings for who is the best Spider-Man? You know, who is made for their roles and who was not made for their roles, and how important is casting in a comic book movie? So we're going to talk about those three things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want me to start, or do you want to start?
I mean, you're gonna have to start. I mean, I could start because mine's not gonna be that interesting and not that in depth. So it'd be a nice little
little
you pop
go
out
first.
there.
You go first.
So the comic book movies. Would you stop choking while I'm
sorry,
talking?
dude.
It's okay. So the comic book movies that I remember the most are the Iron Man. The
Hold
first
on,
one.
guys. You're not supposed to say who your favorite Spider-Man is right now. That's for when we get to that topic later.
I mean, it's kind of on topic, so you're not gonna get done, but that's Brett's fault.
I'm just saying.
Brett's fault for using an
I
example.
don't want you to answer it right now.
So I liked Iron Man. I liked
really good one.
Deadpool, and I liked that one that I can't remember. Well, I guess I didn't like it that much then. If I can't remember
What
the
happened
fucking
in
name.
it? What happened in it?
No, don't worry. I liked Thor.
The new one, or just like the original Thor?
That first one.
Really?
I mean, I have a really low bar. Okay, so when it comes to movies and TV shows,
Yeah.
I've seen like next to none.
Okay.
And for comic book movies, I don't analyze them like I analyze other movies.
That's true.
I don't know why. I'm like, it's a fucking comic book movie.
Well, you go into it knowing that you're going into a comic book movie, you know?
Yeah.
You're not
Kinda
going
just,
to...
where's the explosions, you
Yeah.
know, who's getting punched in the face.
You're not going expecting to have your heartstrings tugged at. You're not going expecting to be scared or surprised by anything.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting into.
Yeah. And on that point, I never like got any comic books growing up. My parents were like, "Oh, fuck that." Whenever it came to like buying those, they would rather buy me like a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
And not buy me the comic books because to them, you know, it's just, you know, there's like 10 pages and like it's like
I gotcha.
$5 or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah.
So like I never really got comic books, and so I never got to see like where they came from. So I can't really tell you, you know, the whole being true to the backstory of let's say Iron Man, because I don't really know, and I'm not the one to say. And whenever I'm with a group of friends who do know comics extremely well, like well beyond anything that I would imagine normal people know, like there's so much depth in all of it.
Right.
That I don't even feel like I would be able to have time to like sit down and go through them and understand all of the universe branches to all of them.
Yeah. I mean, I've read a decent amount of comics. My parents, I mean, to them it was better than playing video games.
Yeah.
So like my parents would buy me comics because I wouldn't read books. God knows I wouldn't fucking read books.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't read no books.
But that said, I've always been more into graphic novels than comics because I get what you're saying about 10 pages. I don't want to wait a week to get another 10 pages.
Yeah.
Like I just want a big lump story. So I always liked like Alan Moore graphic novels. I really like oh shut up! I can't think of his name now.
Must not really like him.
I think it's Matt Miller.
Oh, okay.
I could be very wrong about that, but he's the guy who did like Kick-Ass and Nemesis. He's fucking awesome, and he did the Kingsman comics.
Oh, okay.
Close to positive.
I didn't even know those were comics.
Yeah, they were. And they were really good.
Oh wow.
But anyway, so
I watched Kick-Ass. I like Kick-Ass.
Yeah, Kick-Ass was a badass movie.
Kick-Ass was Kick-Ass.
So my favorite comic book movie all time is probably Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, I like that one.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw that
one. It's hard to say that it's true to the original works because the original works are super bizarre and so is the movie. Like it's very not standard.
Yeah.
But in that sense, it is true because it kind of just does its own fucking thing. But it's not like they didn't take any moments from the comic, like straight out of the comic. But they made the movie into as close of a comic book movie as you could possibly get. Like you feel like you're watching a comic.
You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like since comics don't even follow their own paths, like there's like, oh, this is universe, oh, this is the negative version.
Sure.
Like they just make up crap and then they run with it, so they have all these parallels. So I mean, the movie could be a parallel.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a good
but
possibility.
I like that movie. That is one of the few movies that I've ever seen more than once.
Yeah. In the movie or in the original, does he leave with knives or the other chick? I'm close to positive he still ends up with Ramona in the comic.
Ramona.
I can't remember 100%.
Ramona.
But yeah, I don't think Knives was ever even like that much of a romantic option in the comic. I think they bumped that up a little bit in the movie because the actress was really cute, and I think that she had
it happened
chemistry with the main guy.
Like chemicals.
Yes. But anyway, yeah, the cool thing about Scott Pilgrim was rather than it felt like a comic, and it also felt like a video game. Like the premise of the movie is he has to fight the 7 evil exes of Ramona.
Yeah.
And each of them is like a boss fight. Like it doesn't feel like it's just a plot point. It feels like there's levels to the movie, and each of those bosses is like the end of that section of the movie.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like I'm playing a video game when I watch that movie. Yeah. And in case you didn't know, I like video games. So
what about casting? Because I can answer that on mine, so I want you to kind of cover that.
I thought the casting in Scott Pilgrim is fucking awesome, and there's a surprising amount of like really famous actors in that movie that play like small parts.
Really?
Like you got Chris Evans, the guy who plays Captain America. He was one of the exes. Brandon Ruth, who was the guy who played Superman in Superman Returns. They had Thomas Jane, who was like the Punisher. Anna Kendrick. Kieran Culkin, like a bunch of people who were like pretty damn like famous actors, but just like really small bit parts, and that was cool to me. However, I don't like Michael Cera. Michael Cera is the main character, the one who plays Scott.
I think you've told me that before because I remember like there's somebody that doesn't like that guy.
Yeah, it's I think he was okay for the character, but he's a bit of a Girl in Parks and Rec. Aubrey Plaza was in it too.
Aubrey Plaza.
What
a last name, Plaza.
I know, it's either Plaza or Plaza. I don't know. She's Hispanic.
Okay.
He's not a bad actor, but he's so specific to like certain types of characters. Like
so he's a typecast.
Yeah, he was really good in Arrested Development, and he was really good in Superbad. But I didn't like him as an action star. There's just nothing that could sell me on Michael Cera fucking beating Chris Evans.
Is it because he's so like
scrawny,
and not really scrawny, but he's kind of like conservative?
Yeah,
like he's how he acts.
He's very soft spoken.
Yeah,
which is why you don't see him as an action hero.
Was the main character of that supposed to be soft spoken?
No, not really. No, in the comics he was a bit more active.
Weird.
Like I said, I think it worked.
Who would have worked better?
Now there's a question for the hour.
Yeah.
I mean, you also have to gauge it on like who was actually like in that age range and who was relevant at that time and would actually get cast. So yes,
doesn't matter. I mean,
so yeah, I agree with Elmo that Samuel L. Jackson should have.
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Chris Evans didn't even die from combat. You're right. If we're talking now, honestly, the guy who plays Spider-Man now, Tom Holland, is definitely one of those like energetic young guys that would work for the part.
Him?
Yeah. So anybody like that. I'm not that actor because that actor would have been like 10.
Got one for Seth Rogen.
Hey, Seth. Yeah, he could have pulled it off. Probably better than Michael Cera. But basically, just any young actor who has like that charisma would have been better for Scott.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's not still my favorite comic book movie because it fucking is, and I love it.
All right. So I'm opening up the pod door bays.
Pod door bays.
Pod bay doors.
The Rock. Dwayne Johnson and fucking Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh my god,
huge. Dude, he wouldn't even need to fight off the exes. He'd get the girl, and they would run with their tails between their legs.
They'd have to all come together.
Dwayne Johnson is the highest paid actor in Hollywood right now.
Dwayne Johnson?
Dwayne Johnson.
Really? Mm-hmm. Man, he really amped up his game from where he started.
Yeah, he was just like a fucking wrestler, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, I guess after you play fucking fat dude in Moana, so everybody's chasing you out.
Oh yeah, if Disney got you, then you're pretty much golden.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a pod next. We're seeing who's coming up. Oh, Elmo. How's it going, Elmo?
Elmo!
Hey, so what was the first topic again?
Just favorite comic book movie.
The famous comic book movie, I have to go pretty old school. I've watched it again recently, and it still pretty much holds up. Besides, it's a little silly. Is Blade?
Oh
Blade.
Shit!
And
that's been a long time.
Actually, a lot of people also forget that that's the first rated R Marvel movie.
Oh, I didn't even
think
about that.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't pay attention to the ratings.
Yeah, I was a child when that movie came out, man.
Yeah.
It is good though.
Everyone wanted patterns in their side fade after that movie.
Yeah. Did Was that the one where they had the one dude who like got super red and exploded and just blood, or was that Blade 2?
No, that was the first one.
Okay, it was. Yeah, no, that was a really good movie then. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, she makes that quote unquote cure that blows him up.
Yeah,
and he throws a bunch into the last guy, and he looks like a pack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. That was a fucking rad movie, dude. That was back before Wesley Snipes lost his mind.
Oh yeah.
Which I can appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm into it. Did you read any of like the Blade comics? I know you said earlier that you do read comics.
I did. I had a few, but they were never very good as a comic. I actually preferred the movie on that one.
It's better as a movie.
I've read lots and lots of comics, and they go on so many tangents and side stories and this and that they can't really like stick to a story in a movie. It's impossible.
Right.
What story are you gonna pick?
Yeah.
Of that character.
Kind of go just down a path and stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think they're going to have Magneto rip all of Wolverine's bones out of his body in a movie.
No.
I mean, they could have in Logan. That was a pretty brutal movie. But except Magneto was dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fact checking right now, but I'm close to positive that Blade was directed by
Those are the directors too, Mike.
Oh no, never mind. It wasn't directed. It was written by the guy who went on to do work on a lot of like the Dark Knight movies, David S. Goyer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that dude sorry?
I said that movie started like the dark age of heroes, where everyone had to be dark and gritty at that point.
Yeah, before it was all Adam West. Robin, get in the Batmobile. Yeah.
Holy macaroni, Batman.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, right on. Anything else you want to add?
With casting, they
oh yeah. Let's hear
Marvel does a really good job of recasting.
Right.
They say, he wasn't quite good for that role, so let's move Chris Evans over here.
Right. Yeah.
They do a really good job at that, and I'm really sad we're going to be losing Hugh Jackman.
Are we really losing Hugh Jackman?
He said Logan was his last Wolverine movie.
Yeah, I think I remembered hearing that he said if they were going to put him in the Avengers that he would do another one because he wanted...
That's the only reason I want him to stick around is for him and Spider-Man to talk to each other.
Oh yeah, and well also I'd kill to see fucking Wolverine and Iron Man have a go at each other and also talk. Yeah, so we'll see. That said, it's probably not going to be the same Wolverine because canonically the the Fox Wolverine is, spoilers, not alive anymore.
Yeah.
So
they might go for a different thing, and they've been looking at different actors already.
Yeah.
So they might just be willing to save the money and try someone else.
Yeah, for a character who's supposed to be like basically immortal and never ages, Hugh Jackman's like 50 now. So
he actually is.
The real Hugh Jackman doesn't have that power.
That's true.
If only.
Well, I mean, that's what plastic surgeons are for, I guess.
It only lasts so long.
He said he's tired of just working out and keeping that body. He said he's tired of it.
I believe it.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thanks for the call, dude.
Also, congratulations on winning.
Oh yeah. 6 kills, dude.
Thank you guys for that.
Yeah.
I actually, I wanted to admit I cheated a little bit.
Why's
I
that?
used lots of steroids during my videos.
Oh, you fucker.
It's coming out now.
Okay, you guys have a good one.
Hey, you too, man.
You too. We're hitting next. Moof.
Oh, yo, what's up?
Oh, how's it going?
So you actually reminded me of a movie that I forgot was a comic book movie and is actually one of my favorites right now.
Cool.
Who's that?
Let's hear it.
Kingsman 2.
Oh, nice. I didn't see the sequel yet.
Good. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Uh-huh.
Of course, for me, obviously, my favorite part is the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Right, of course.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But they cast it really well, I'm assuming. I haven't read the original comics, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But the casting was really good.
Yeah.
The story actually took me by surprise. I didn't expect like any of it.
In the second one?
The first one I felt was, I don't know, a little bit more predictable.
Really? I didn't see the second one, but
I've only seen the first one
I
myself.
thought the first one was incredible, man.
I like the first one.
First one was also great. I just liked the second one.
Gotcha.
A little bit better.
Just slightly better. Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. I mean, I saw parts of it because my sister was playing it during Christmas, I think, but I didn't really watch it.
Right. Did they have any sort of like Freebird moment in the second one like they did in the first one? Where what's-his-face is massacring the church of like Westboro Baptist fucking people?
They didn't have that, But they did have like a pretty fucking epic fight scene towards the end of it that was pretty great.
That's all I need to hear.
That's all I needed.
There was a lot of gore in it, definitely.
Perfect.
It holds up to the first one pretty well, but yeah, unfortunately there is no Freebird fight scene at the church.
Damn them. That also they had Luke Skywalker in that movie, in the first one at least.
Did they?
Yeah, Mark Hamill.
Where was he?
He was the professor towards the beginning.
Oh, I didn't even notice him.
That gets his head exploded.
Or no, I did notice him because I told Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's that guy.
Uh-huh.
The funny thing about actors in movies is like I don't recognize them sometimes. I don't know their names. But the moment they speak and I hear their voice, I can immediately know who they are.
Yeah, which is weird because in his old age, I don't think of him as Luke Skywalker anymore.
I think of him as the Joker.
I only hear the Joker when I hear him talk. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else about the Kingsman that you liked?
Kingsman 2.
Not really, but I guess I can just say a little lasting or final note is that Mark Hamill was best Joker.
Yeah.
I had
just every movie.
I got in a big argument with one of my coworkers the other day because I was saying that Mark Hamill was the best Joker and he was saying that Heath Ledger was the best Joker.
Oh.
And
Mark Hamill is the best animated Joker.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger is the best live action.
Yeah, the thing that was bothering me about his argument though was he was trying to convince me that voice acting isn't acting.
Oh boy.
And I was ready to punch him in the face. So
I mean, they're obviously they obviously have different. They're different.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, it's somewhat harder when you can't use your face to show emotion.
Yeah, you have to sell a performance with nothing but your voice. Whereas Heath Ledger, he had a team of makeup people.
Yeah.
And directors and writers.
And also when you're in like you're suited up, you've got the makeup and you're making the faces.
Yeah.
So much easier to be in a character, I feel.
Yeah.
Because I've tried it between the two.
Monica would have been so mad that she would have turned into a man, apparently.
Exactly. Yes. Shit, you fucking threw me off now. Yeah,
so
I saw that. Yeah. I would have been so mad. I was gonna, it'd be a lot easier for me to like scare children if I was in like a fucking Leatherface costume.
I mean, it's pretty easy now.
That's true. I mean, I'm a big guy, and I do try to scare children on the regular.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the call.
Thanks, man.
Moofer. All right. Bye.
The breath of goodbye. All right. Who we got? We got Existential.
Oh, it's Sebastian.
How's it going, Sebastian? You're on.
He is new.
Hey,
You're new. Welcome to the Discord.
Thank you.
Hold on. We got to turn you up for a second. Hold up.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, you're good.
So basically on topic, The Dark Knight, because you guys just reminded me of the Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah.
Is one of my favorite movies.
Dark Knight was pretty good.
Dark Knight was great, but it was also horrible.
It was also horrible. Explain yourself, sir.
I remember watching it with my brother.
Yeah.
He was explaining to me, because I was still really young, so he was explaining to me how the plot wasn't adding up.
How the plot wasn't what?
Adding up.
It didn't come together correctly. Apparently.
Gotcha.
To be fair.
And it ruined the movie for me, and then it made it my favorite movie ever.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, because I analyze a lot of movies, whenever I analyze movies, there's tons of movies that just have plots that just have so many holes they just glaze over. There's a lot of things you can nitpick from a crazy amount of movies.
I can say literally every single AAA movie that's ever been released has like at least 5 big plot holes that you could find in them. I used to spend hours and hours frequenting the message boards of IMDb, which have been shut down. They've been shut down within the past year because so many people were talking about shit that just was not related to the movies, and it was becoming like a super cancerous fucking message board. But what I used to do is read through what everybody thought about movies, and literally every single movie that I ever watched would be ruined.
Why are you in music and not in movies?
What are you talking about?
Because you really like music, but you do all this research in movies and stuff.
Because I'm good at music. I'm not good at movies.
I mean, you could be.
I can't make
That's
movies.
funny, too. I actually wasn't gonna pod for this one and on because I'm talking about.
Hold on. Say again. You're breaking up, brother.
I'm more of a music person, so I actually wasn't gonna try to talk on the podcast today. I thought of Dark Knight.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know.
Fucking
I
Hans
know a
Zimmer
lot
did
about music.
an amazing score for that movie too. That was Hans
Oh, yeah.
Zimmer, right?
I mean,
I'm pretty sure it was.
I would throw out a random name myself because I don't know anybody's names. It was Hawk Jimmer for sure.
I'm close to positive that Hans Zimmer has scored every single Christopher Nolan film. But if I'm
No.
wrong, then I'm an idiot.
It's all right. You can put it in editing. I'm an idiot if you're wrong.
Sure. I'm pretty sure. it's Hans Zimmer.
I'll make sure to tag Brett next time in general. You're an idiot.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
No problem. I love you guys.
Yeah, we love you
I
too,
love
man.
Thanks
a
for
lot.
being on. Right, we're rolling on the next. Who's the next? Bryce. Hold on, let me turn you down so you don't blow us away. All right.
Oh, hello.
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 Can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay.
You're on the Gamer
Sorry.
Buzz
It's
podcast.
Bryce Brookhouse.
Sorry, I was playing Assassins.
No, that's cool.
Assassin's Creed 2?
Origins.
Origins. How is it? All right, this is off topic. Sorry. I've heard it's good.
Thanks, Brett.
What's your favorite comic book movie?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay,
Guardians of the
that's a
Galaxy.
good one. There it is.
I like that one. That one pulls on your heart right in the beginning.
Yeah, and also, hands down, best non-original score ever. That movie is scored almost, or not scored, but has a soundtrack of some of the best music all time,
Yeah.
and it fits
Yeah.
the movie perfectly.
Very good music in that.
Yeah. Do you ever read any of the Guardians of the Galaxy comics or books or anything, or are you just more of a movie fan?
I picked up 1 or 2 after I saw the movie.
What do you think in comparison?
Yeah.
It seems to go more into detail about each of the single characters in the comics rather than all of them together as a group.
Right, and I'm not like super well versed in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like I've read a decent amount of comics, but that was one of the few that I didn't spend a lot of time with. But from what I remember, the Guardians of the Galaxy are not only way more expansive than what's in the movies, but the main members in the movies aren't even really the main members of the comics. Like I don't remember Gamora ever being a big part of the comics, and I also don't remember Drax ever being a big part of the comics. I remember Groot and I remember Rocket Raccoon. But Gamora and Drax, I have no memory of ever reading about them. But yeah, I don't know. There's also a lot more. Like, I realized that in the second one, they've tried to introduce some extra characters that were like more prominent in the comics. Like Yondu was always one of the big ones, even though he had he was more of a villain in the first one, and then kind of redeemed himself in the second
Kind of
one.
a passive villain.
Yeah, I guess
He wasn't really
he's,
like a true villain.
he's
in
an
the first one.
he's an anti-hero.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess. But then like Mantis, who I guess isn't that important, but I remember her as well. I just like how many characters there are that are like unused, but they're trying to fit them all in.
In the comics, Yondu's like the leader of the classic Guardians.
Right. Yeah, and the classic Guardians, I'm pretty sure they at the end of the movie, at the end of the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, they showed all those characters who were a big part of the original Guardians of the Galaxy. There was like the diamond skin guy. And there was Sylvester Stallone's character. Yeah, the blue guy. That's
blue
what I'm
guy.
talking about. The blue guy. But yeah, I guess Yondu is out of the picture now. So sad! Sorry.
It's okay, Brett.
I'm very sad. Well, anything else to add, Bryce?
Get out of here.
Stay in
Fran.
school.
Okay.
Stay in school? Yeah, I mean,
Cool. Yeah,
I'll try to.
I'll do my best.
Thanks, man.
Been out of school for 10 years.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. All right, we're doing the next juicy nut nugs. Nug nugs.
Nug
Oh
nugs.
shit! Hi,
I keep messing that up.
I'm gonna mute that.
Yes.
What's up, guys?
Not
What's
much. How's
up?
it going?
It's lit. I'm playing Overwatch.
Oh shit! Again?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna play some of that tonight
Who are you playing as?
myself.
Moira.
Moira.
Oh,
That's
she's-
the new character, right?
She's, I don't want to get off topic, but she's pretty fun.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm playing May right now. Not right now, but May is my main.
Your man, get out of here. Put an ice wall between
What's
you
your
and me to shut you up.
What's your favorite comic book movie?
Mine's Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
Oh, cool.
Oh, is it?
I really like those movies.
Did you have a preference between the first or the second one?
Second one by far. The second one was like a really much bigger pull to the heartstrings.
Yeah.
As far as Yondu.
Yeah, it was more intimate.
Oh yeah.
Which is
I
the
was like,
yeah.
oof.
Those movies are all about the characters. And that was all that the second movie was just
It's kind of, I mean, that's kind of what Marvel does. They like throw out something. If it does well, they're like, all right, let's just pump a ton of money into the next one, and they like amp it up.
yeah. But it's also
They're good emotionally.
yeah, and
They really know how to get to you.
And I feel like the Guardians of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies did the same thing that the Avengers movies did, which was with the first one, they just went they just went balls deep with it. Like it was just all explosions and fucking action and crazy AAA high budget CGI and shit. And then with the second one, they grounded it a little bit. And it,
well, you have developed characters at that point.
Right.
You got things to work with.
Yes.
Got more mold.
Which I think is why I preferred Guardians of the Galaxy 2, even though as far as the Avengers go, I actually think I preferred it the first time around. But in that instance, it's you have characters that have already been established, and then you're bringing them together. You didn't really need to go grounded again the second time. But with Guardians, I think it was definitely necessary, and I think it worked out pretty much perfectly. And also, they had a bunch of Fleetwood Mac in the second Guardians of the Galaxy, and Fleetwood is like my favorite classic band.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, who's Fleetwood?
Fleetwood Mac is the fucking greatest band ever. You don't know who Fleetwood Mac is?
Okay, I wouldn't ask if I knew. See? Get out of here. You're all by yourself.
They were in... Oh, what's up?
Who in the chat knows Fleetwood Mac?
Look,
a really close second would be Spider-Man. Like, because I remember watching Spider-Man when I was, like, super, super young, like the original cartoon.
Which Spider-Man? And there is a correct answer.
Oh my gosh, Brett. Put on the pressure.
My favorite would be the new one, Homecoming.
Okay.
Tom Holland is absolutely Spider-Man. Like, you can't beat him.
Okay.
He did so well with the part.
No, I agree. I do think that Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
Did he pass your quiz?
Kind of.
Kind of?
I think, no. Well, I guess there were two correct
it was a yes
answers.
or no because you're picking an
No, there were two correct answers.
Let me guess. Is your second Andrew Garfield?
No. No, I actually,
Really?
I hated Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
I don't like him as a person. He's apparently a dick.
I don't really care about whether or not an actor is a dick in real life. It doesn't really change my opinions on their performances very often. But I just didn't like him as Spider-Man. I think he felt too much of like a little bitch to me.
I didn't feel his Gwen scene. I didn't feel that. Like, he's not a good crier.
Yeah,
it's like a crack.
Yeah, and also I felt like his
on his resume.
Like in the first Amazing Spider-Man, and even the second one, like I felt like his relationship with Gwen was super like creepy. I felt like it was a little like predatory,
like a spider.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's why. Because he's a spider. Now, okay.
Making
now
parallels.
I've changed my answer. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man because he's a romantic spider.
Oh my God.
All right. Anything else to add, Juicy Nugs?
That's about it.
Awesome.
Right.
Well, thanks for the feedback.
Hold
I don't
up.
know who's on. Hold on.
It's me.
All right.
Hello.
All right. I got the screen back, everybody.
Okay, cool.
So now you didn't notice, but I hit pod next. So thank you, or TY, I guess, is on. Hey, how's it going?
Yep. What's up?
What's
Not
up?
much.
What's up? What's your favorite comic book movie?
So, I really like a lot of the comic book movies, so I don't really have a favorite.
Yeah, me too.
However,
Which one's on the top of your head right now?
right
top
now,
of his
Thor
head.
Ragnarok, because I saw that most recently out of all of them.
Which one?
And Thor Ragnarok, the new Thor movie.
Thor Ragnarok. Dude, I heard Fraggle Rock for some reason.
Fraggle Rockle.
I was like, what? Thor Ragnarok I haven't seen yet, actually.
It
I know
was
everybody's...
quite good. I won't spoil anything, but they did really well with it, and they went the Marvel direction with it. They made it more fun and funny and like more uplifting rather than darker, like Thor movies have tended to be.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's more of a comedy than like
It really
an action
is.
movie. Yeah.
It really is.
I like Thor. In fact, out of all the Marvel heroes, Thor was always my favorite. That's because whenever I was in high school, I had the long blonde hair. I was like, Thor, I relate with him.
Oh, because you
So
were
well.
Thor. I'm going to put up a
was.
picture. I'm going to put up a
almost
picture.
named me Thor, actually, so
Really?
he's my favorite too, yeah.
Nice.
And they didn't? God, they could have
I-
given you a gift for the rest of your life, and they chose to name you Thank You instead.
Thank you,
I know,
TY.
right? Oh, God.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to post up a picture of Brent in his Thor state. Bah!
Oh,
So that's going to be in the edit, everybody.
All right.
Oh, wow, that's a great picture.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So, my big thing with comic book movies is the whole debate between DC versus Marvel.
Right.
And my thing is that people always bash on DC movies. They're not bad movies, they're just not as good as Marvel.
Yeah.
So, when everyone starts to compare the DC movies to the Marvel movies, it's apples and oranges. Yes, they're both comic book movies, but they're on two different wavelengths. And it took DC a while to figure out that they're darker, more, I don't want to say realistic because none of it's realistic, but there was more the dark side of like humans and stuff like that for the DC movies. movies.
Yeah.
So that wasn't just that just wasn't meshing with what the market was. So Marvel performed way better, and because of it, everyone has lower expectations for DC, which is why I was really pleased with the fact that they changed how they were doing things for Justice League, but it was too little too late, and people really think they're just piggybacking off of Marvel.
That's a good point. I didn't see Justice League, but I did see Wonder Woman, and I was really happy with how that one turned out.
Wonder Woman was amazing.
Yeah. The interesting thing about this is it's kind of done a 180. 10 years ago, it was DC was killing it, and nobody gave a shit about Marvel movies.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it was Dark Knight was on the top of...
It was on top, and then there were movies like Elektra that just bombed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the only good Marvel properties weren't being put out by Marvel. The good ones were the Sony, like, Spider-Man, and the Fox, like, X-Men.
Then Disney came in and bought them and was like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. And then Disney came and made everything better. That's not true, though.
Yeah, they came a little bit after.
Yeah.
Obviously, they had to be on the uprise. Otherwise, Disney wouldn't have even thought about it.
Iron Man was what changed everything. Who'd have fucking thought?
Yeah.
Random ass
Iron Man was really the turning point for Marvel, and it really just made them who they are right now.
Yeah, agreed.
Also, I will say this, Tony Stark is cast perfectly.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's not even Tony Stark is cast. It's Robert Downey Jr. is
They
Iron
made a
Man. movie
about Robert Downey Jr. If he had a suit of iron.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally just him.
Yeah.
I heard for a while that Tom Cruise was about to be cast as Iron Man, and I would have fucking killed myself if that happened.
Oh, man.
Come on, guys. We got to get in your suits. Let's go, guys. That's my Tom Cruise impression.
That's pretty good. I liked it.
I can fly. All right. I can fly.
Just watch these boots.
I don't know why that's... I'm sorry. Sorry I did that to you. Thank you. I'm sorry that you had to hear that.
You're fine, man.
Hey, thanks for the call, though.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you for having me on, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing with the channel, guys.
Thanks.
We'll try not to stop. You
Try
never know.
not to. Try. Dirk Overker.
Hi.
It's Dirk Overker.
Next.
Using your mic.
Manicure.
It sounds so clear.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you loud and clear. You
okay.
sound as crisp as a goddamn potato chip.
Excellent. I'm glad.
I see what
so
you
you guys
did
are
there.
probably going to hate me. I'm probably going to give you the wrong Spider-Man answer. But my favorite comic book movies are the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
That was the correct answer.
Ding, 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 you won.
Yeah.
Confetti.
Wait, let me make sure that I said the right guy then, because
No, you didn't.
I'm usually
She's
made
like-
fun of for this.
No, you're talking about Sam Raimi Spider-Man. The one who...
Yeah, like
who
the
had-
really original one.
Yeah,
the one where he like kisses Mary Jane upside down
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
looks like the most awkward thing.
I love him as Spider-Man because he's such a fucking dweeb.
He should have
That's who
repelled.
Spider-Man is. He's perfect. Yeah.
While he was kissing her upside down, he should have like started ascending with her like a spider. Fucking took her off screen. Like,
Yeah. No, agreed. That was definitely the best Spider-Man. I mean, the third one was a fucking shit show. But
I don't remember which one it was, but the one scene on the train where he like loses his mask and everyone sees him.
that was Spider-Man 2.
Oh, was that too?
Yeah, that was
I cried.
that was the best
I
one out of the
legit cried.
trilogy. Spider-Man 2 was
Oh, yeah.
so fucking good. But yeah, 3 was the one where it was all over the place and fucking he like went emo for half the movie.
Okay, I don't remember that one, so maybe that's why.
he got the symbiote in him, like the Venom shit, and it rather than turning him into Venom, it turned him into a fucking edgelord.
it's just a fucking emo. His hair went black. He's like, don't
Yeah.
talk to
Oh
me.
God! So basically, Silent Hill 2,
My-
the movie.
Exactly, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I could see that. He's like flicks his hair. My name is Venom.
Yeah. And also apparently symbiotes give him the power to ballroom dance incredibly.
Well, of
Oh,
course.
beautiful! Of
which-
course.
who-
Don't they do that for you?
Yeah, who needs Spider-Man powers when you can ballroom dance like a motherfucker?
Like a motherfucker.
Do you is there anything aside from the fact that you like Tobey Maguire as the casting that made you choose those movies as your favorite?
Well, they were actually my first superhero movie.
Aha.
Yeah, that was the very first time I was introduced to like superheroes was with Spider-Man, because I mean, like I grew up with a lot of like girl themed things because it was just, you know, my parents were like, oh, we have a girl, we're gonna buy her girl stuff.
Yes.
So it took me a really long time to get introduced to things like Spider-Man and stuff like that. But when I saw it, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've
Yep.
ever seen. Like I need more of this in my life.
This is what I'm doing with the rest of my life.
Did you read the comics?
Not Spider-Man. I have actually read Flash comics, but that's about it as far as superheroes. Oh, and Green Lantern.
I remember as a kid, I saw those Spider-Man movies, and I really, really got into Spider-Man, and I begged my parents for some Spider-Man comics, and they didn't know that like some comics are made more for adults. And then they got me one of the Carnage comics, which I don't know if anybody knows who Carnage is.
They read the name Carnage and was like, "Yep, that's the one I'm buying my child."
It wasn't in the title.
Carnage
It wasn't
ripping people to shreds. Oh, that's the one.
It wasn't in the title, but Carnage was the villain of that particular comic.
Okay.
And he's basically if fucking like Ed Gein and Ted Bundy became a supervillain.
Oh no!
Like he's a psychopathic serial killer who has a
Maybe
symbiote
I should
in
pick
his
up this comic book.
Oh,
and
and
add it to my serial killer collection.
it's fucking mortifying, and that was what I read as a kid. Maybe it's not as bad now. Maybe I just blew it out of proportion because I was a child, but I remembered it was pretty fucked up. But yeah, there's just a small little anecdote. Well, the other thing I wanted to mention is I don't know how many people know this, but Danny Elfman was actually the one who scored
Danny Elfman.
at least the first two Spider-Mans. I don't know if he did the third one.
Snap.
What does he do?
He's done all the
Nightmare Before Christmas.
yeah, he's all the Tim Burton stuff.
You gotta.
He did the Simpsons theme. He was also the singer for Oingo Boingo, which is one of my favorite bands.
Okay.
He's a very, very, very talented musician.
Nice.
And he scored the Spider-Man movies, and I think that the original Spider-Man movies probably have my favorite soundtrack for any superhero movie.
The more you know. Ching.
I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, you are.
No.
No, you're doing it.
No, I'm not editing that in.
Yes, you are. What's the timestamp? We're at
45 minutes.
We're at 44:40, and that's when you're gonna put it in. If you don't, then I'll be disappointed.
No, I'm not doing it, man.
What was the third point that we? Casting.
Which we kind of went over casting,
I guess.
What did you think about?
I mean, that's how it started.
What did you think about Topher Grace as Venom?
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Wait. His name is Topher Face.
Topher.
I have a friend named Topher.
No. His
Topher
name
Grace.
is Topher Face.
Topher Face. Topher because it's
He's got a Topher face.
It's short for Christopher. Like he takes the end of Christopher and it's Topher.
He's got a Topher face.
Topher Grace.
Oh, Grace.
Okay, then.
I could have swore you said face. Topher Face.
Topher Face. Okay, then what did you think about the guy who played Green Goblin?
Oh god, that guy gave me nightmares.
Now that you've really pissed me off.
Oh my god, yeah, he gave me nightmares.
Yeah,
like I can't even see him in other movies and not just be like, oh, I don't like you.
one of my favorite one of my favorite memes is of that guy. His name is Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, Dafoe.
Yeah, and there's a meme where it shows like him with an angry face, and it's like Willem Dafoe, and then there's one with him with a smile, and it's like Willem Defriend.
Hey, I went to Disneyland and I walked up to the pirate from Peter Pan and I said, "You're close," and then I walked away and I said, "Now you're Jafar," but that's not from Peter Pan.
All right, pod next, bye.
That wasn't even me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Monica. It was comedic timing.
Brett was so happy with that. All right, look who we have. Salty.
Salty. You are salty, Sandra.
You're salty. Salty, where are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
My first would definitely be Scott Pilgrim, but since you pretty much said everything I have to say about that, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like a lot's been said about Guardians of the Galaxy as well. Do you have anything to add?
I just want to talk about the casting.
Okay. We didn't really go over casting. Go ahead.
Brett's all about
excellent.
casting. Oh.
Chris Pratt was a great Star-Lord.
Yeah.
And Bradley Cooper was a good Rocket Raccoon, but Danny DeVito should have been it.
As Rocket Raccoon?
Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Well, I think there's still hope for Danny DeVito as Detective Pikachu, so don't throw that away just yet. I think it's still gonna happen.
Thanks, Brett.
Danny DeVito tried out for Rocket, I think.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I'm guessing the reason that they didn't do that is because Danny DeVito, even though he still has a pretty iconic voice, his voice has some age to it now. He's like a 70-year-old man. So I don't know that he has the livelihood for Rocket Raccoon anymore, even though he does have the voice for Rocket.
The attitude?
The attitude. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. He's got the attitude, but I don't know that his age is doing so well for that anymore. But I mean,
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper's voice basically is just a fucking young Danny DeVito impression, right? Am I wrong about that?
That's pretty true.
Yeah.
Plus Drax, Dave Bautista.
Yeah. Dude, I could not care less about Dave Bautista. Like, I really couldn't. I don't give a shit about wrestling. I don't give a shit about sports. I don't give a shit about people who are buffer than me.
Jeez.
But he is amazing as Drax.
Yeah, the only problem I have with Chris Pratt is I cannot see him as anything other than Andy Dwyer.
That's true. Except he's not. He's got the six pack now. Andy Dwyer doesn't have a six pack. How could they be the same person?
Well, have you ever not seen them in a room together?
That's true. God damn it. Shit. I've been torn apart.
I'm at my wit's end on this one. I don't know half the people's names.
What about
Actually, I was able to identify a couple.
Were you?
Yeah.
Danny DeVito. I'm
Yes,
sure you
that's
recognize.
one.
Okay, cool. Who was the other one you identified?
Chris Pratt.
Oh, really? You know who Chris Pratt is?
Those are the two. Yeah.
Okay. What did you think about Vin Diesel as Groot?
Well, I mean,
I am Groot.
he's a fucking tree.
You're a fucking tree. Don't talk
Jeez.
about Groot like that.
Jeez, you hit a nerve with Brett.
No, he's a very good tree.
He's good at being a tree.
Yeah. He's definitely rooted.
I'm not rooting for you on that one.
Time for you to leave.
Mine was better.
What was yours?
I said I'm not rooting for you on that one.
Oh,
Damn.
damn you.
Damn. All right, cool.
All right. Anything else to add, Salty? Mr. Salty?
No.
Okay. Well then, thank
Awesome.
you for the call.
Thanks for joining us.
Fucking tree.
You're a fucking tree.
Aaron. Where's
Aaron. Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
See if you got to unmute
Wait.
him.
Where are you at, Aaron?
He's at the very top.
Hold on. Aaron.
You know, A.
He is
not.
unmuted.
You have muted yourself.
You're muted yourself.
Don't do me.
Don't
Okay,
do
we're
me.
gonna skip you. Goodbye, Aaron.
Pod next.
Aaron, if you want to just type in the chat what your favorite movie is, go ahead.
Here to help.
Here to help. What's
How's
up,
it going?
Adrian?
So there are three movies I could basically talk about, or three movies I love, which are Doctor Strange, Deadpool, and V for Vendetta. But I could mainly just gush about the other two. I can talk about V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta,
yeah. It's been a long time for me since I've seen that.
I really prefer the comic on that one. I wasn't too much of a fan of the
I
movie.
do too, to be honest. I own it, and it's really good. It's probably one
Yeah.
of the few comics I've actually read.
Yeah, well, Alan Moore is my favorite graphic novel writer, so pretty much
Got it.
everything that he's done, I'm fucking in love with. But
the one thing that I feel like they didn't do very well is there's a lot of like religious stuff in the comic
yeah,
that just isn't really touched on in the movie, and I feel like it would have made it so much better.
yeah, they were trying to beat around the bush a little bit, which I understand if you're trying to make a AAA movie that's going to like massive audiences. But at the
Yeah.
same time, that was like a huge part of the comics, like the spirituality of it. So, I feel you. Let's talk about the other ones though, since V for Vendetta.
Doctor Strange, I absolutely love
like
because it's
that
my
one.
two favorite actors against each other, Mads Mikkelsen and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, I can. They're not my favorite actors, but I can agree that they're both pretty fucking amazing. Two of the best out there, definitely.
Yeah, because I love like Hannibal Lecter and stuff. I love like the psychological stuff. And Mads Mikkelsen plays Hannibal in a TV show.
Yes,
and he's just brilliant as the character.
dude.
But that's not a comic book movie.
No, it's not. And this isn't a comic book movie either. But I watched a movie with Mads Mikkelsen about a year ago. It's a Danish film where he plays like a teacher who gets accused of like molesting somebody, and he
I don't remember the name, but I know exactly what you're talking
it was
about.
called The Hunt, and it was like one of
that's it.
the best movies I've ever fucking seen. So I know it's not a
that's
comic book
brilliant.
movie.
He was in the music video for Bitch Better Have My Money by Rihanna.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was.
All right,
He was, like,
everybody
a
go watch Bitch Better Have My Money by fucking Rihanna, because apparently Mads Mikkelsen is in it.
Fucking Rihanna.
Fucking Rihanna.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only
Anyway,
Rihanna I
that's
like.
not comic.
Oh my God.
Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
I absolutely love, and I love the ending the most because it's just so smart, and I won't spoil it, but it's just. I love like
Yeah.
messing with dimensions and such, and that's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I already spoiled the endings for Guardians of the Galaxy and Logan in this podcast.
I really
so-
liked Doctor
Oh,
Strange.
well.
Yeah. I know Brent really liked Doctor Strange too. I thought it was okay, but I agree with you that the
It's
end.
definitely one of like my favorite movies. I'd say.
I agree with you that the like the second half of that movie was fucking stellar. The first half
Yeah.
felt a little boring to me, to be honest.
A little slow for you.
The first half was definitely a bit like stereotypical, like
Yeah.
going through the paces of like we have to have this in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, and it felt
But-
like it took a little too long to like get to the point that it needed to be at, which
Yeah.
which I understand. Like you got to
But
build
once
up.
it did, it was beautiful.
Yeah, once you had
absolutely.
all the fucking Inception shit going on, all the
Yeah.
dimensions and
And
shit
they
folding
have
in
like
on
a
itself.
scientific advisor tell them how the fourth dimension works.
Yeah,
they could put that in.
Yeah, that movie definitely became. All I gotta say is I'm glad that I wasn't doing drugs anymore when I saw Doctor Strange, because I might not have had any brain cells left by the time I left.
Well, if you read the comics, it is just straight a drug trip. That's like what it is.
Yeah, agreed. And I know you really like Deadpool as well, but I know Bethany was saying she wanted to talk about Deadpool.
No, I can't. I haven't read any of the comics. I just love breaking the fourth wall.
Okay, so we'll save that one for her. But
oh, geez.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said, "Oh, we can't say that for you," and like, whatever. Now you're
well,
saving it.
Now at this point, because,
double standards, Brett.
Because we've gone through so many
Double
people, we probably
standards.
will. We probably will. If we don't get to Bethany, then whatever. But
she's gonna be the last one. I'm just be like, "Oh, that's it, everybody.
yeah,
Thanks."
we'll see. I mean, we can only take a few more at this point anyway. But thanks for the call, Adrian. Always a pleasure talking to you.
I'm glad I was able to join this time.
We're glad you were able to join with us. Now we will join our dicks.
Look, it's Bethany.
Oh my god.
Yes. We were just talking about you. So
Hey.
Deadpool, because I'm assuming that's what you're gonna say.
I actually wasn't going to talk about Deadpool.
Oh my god.
You fucking told me to save it for you.
And this is why we don't
Talk about
save
Deadpool
things,
if you
Brett.
want me to, but I want to talk about Watchmen.
Okay. All right.
All right.
You win.
This is why we don't save
Yeah,
things.
that's
like-
another Alan Moore one. So I'm fucking on
And
board.
it's the only Alan Moore that I've read, but I really want to read Gentleman, I think.
Wait, which one?
It looks so good.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
It's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or
Oh,
something.
League
I
of
don't know.
Extraordinary Gentlemen.
It's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that's a good one as well.
But my dad forced me to read the graphic novel before I watched the movie because they're so fucking similar.
They really are. Well, okay. Well, since we're talking about that, I'm actually curious to hear what you thought about the big change to the ending. For anyone that doesn't know, in the movies, they Ozymandias' big plan was to use Dr. Manhattan as the weapon against humanity that would bring all of the countries that were on the verge of nuclear war together. Was they have this new enemy in the form of Dr. Manhattan. But that wasn't the case in the books. In the books, it was he actually brought in like a big alien creature from another dimension. And a lot of people were pissy about that. But I thought it was a really, really good decision on their part. But I'm curious what you thought about it.
Well, if people have never read the book, they wouldn't have understood.
Yeah. Also the
They
thing
wouldn't have understood because nobody's read the book.
Yeah, like maybe if they redesigned the creature, it might have been cool. But the thing was so fucking like, it was so specific looking. It would not have translated to film. Yeah. And it was just too over the top. Like everything about Watchmen was about the groundedness of it and how all of these people who used to be like these famous crime fighters are now like basically washouts, like, and everybody hates them, but they're just regular people. And then all of a sudden there's this big alien creature that that probably wouldn't bode well for the film adaptation. So that's why I was into it. It seems like you were into it too.
Good. I really liked it.
Yeah. What'd you think about the casting in that one? Because that was some interesting casting in that movie.
It was, and I liked Jeffrey Dean Morgan's casting. It was so he portrayed the comedian so fucking well.
Hell yeah! I don't think there's anybody that could have done the comedian better. To be honest, I think he literally played the character perfectly. Yeah. His main quote from the movie, once you realize what a joke everything is, being a comedian is the only thing that makes sense. That was my senior quote.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, how about that? What'd you think about fucking Jackie Earle Haley as Rorschach?
I felt it was good. It was like a really good portrayal.
Yeah.
You could like more darker with the character.
Yeah, I thought he was very scary.
Yeah.
And he
was like more scary than the actual graphic novel itself. Though.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and he's such like a small, unassuming guy that the fact that he plays like a scary guy, fucking, he nailed it, dude.
Yeah.
And his voice, and I'll whisper now. That was Batman.
Make that face when you did
Rorschach. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Okay.
That's pretty
good.
good.
I just like, I love it. I just love the entire fucking movie. I love the graphic novel. I feel like everybody should read it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly. So now I guess we're gonna move to somebody else since fucking you didn't want to do Deadpool like you said you would.
I can do Deadpool if you want me.
No,
it's all right.
Well, someone else can talk about Deadpool.
Okay.
All right, so Aiden is back.
Thanks. Okay, so we'll manually bring him in.
Well, since Bethany wouldn't talk about Deadpool, I figured I might.
My man.
All right.
Hit us with it. Hit us with it.
I went to see it first in theaters, and obviously it was rated M. I was like in 8th grade at the time.
Rated R?
Yeah, I went to see it. I just thought it was hilarious. And then, like 2 weeks or something later, my dad went to see it, and he came home and he like told me about it. I was like, yeah, I already saw it, and they were like all shocked because my mom took me to meet it, but my dad didn't know. But they were just shocked that I got to see a movie like that. But I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
I really liked it.
One of my favorite jokes in that movie was when he went to the mansion, like the X-Men mansion,
There's
and
only two.
like there were only 2 X-Men there, and he's like talking about how it's almost like the directors couldn't afford any more X-Men.
Yeah. Yep. The fourth wall breaking is definitely sold that movie. I think it would have been a good enough.
That's
yeah,
Deadpool.
it would have been a good enough superhero movie in its own right if it was just like all the others. But the fourth wall breaking, I think, is the reason that it's so high up on everybody's list. Also, Ryan Reynolds was perfect for the role. Ryan Reynolds.
It's the thing like with just like the first and superhero movies in general, but like half the movie was sort of just backstory and stuff, and like it was only really Deadpool for like half the movie, but that's just because it was the first and you have to set it up.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that's the thing with these superhero movies, or just comic book movies, is that they have so much stuff that happens historically in like all the comics that they've got to get through a bunch of stuff just to ground people who don't read or are not able to read the comics. Kind of like me.
Yeah.
Like I haven't read them, so if they didn't give me like all that stuff in the beginning that most people are like, oh my god, just get the point. Like I would be completely lost.
And you have to commend those filmmakers because not only do they have to portray it in a way where it makes sense to the people who don't know anything about those heroes, but they also have to do it in a way that doesn't piss off the people that do know the original work.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I'm so excited for the second movie, is because this time we'll like actually have the entire movie as him as Deadpool, so we'll get sort of the full experience this time.
Yep. Don't got to deal with Pretty Boy.
Yeah.
Just straight to testicle face.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, cool. Thanks for the call, man.
Yeah, it was nice.
Awesome.
Thanks for holding out for me as well.
Oh, yeah, for
coming
sure.
back
That's
later
cool.
when it wouldn't work.
We all about the community, yo.
Yep. Was it as good for you as it was for us?
Yeah, it was cool. See my first day on Discord as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you didn't say welcome to him?
I didn't know. Sorry,
Shame
man.
on you. You can say it now in person.
Hey, welcome to the Discord, Aidenator.
I said it when he came in.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Sorry.
Awesome. Well, thanks
I
for
got
joining
like
us.
half the moderators telling me welcome, but
yeah.
it was nice. It was nice.
They know the drill.
They'll only be sticking around.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
See ya.
See
ya.
All right, let's see if this works. I'm probably gonna have to
turn it down.
Hold on.
No,
wait.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right.
I'm calm right now.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. So Taco-rific, you're on.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but I've never read a single comic book. But my favorite comic book movie is Batman and Robin, the one with
Arnold
Mr.
Schwarzenegger.
Freeze
Yep.
as what was his name? Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
That's definitely an honorable mention for me.
I like that one.
Or a dishonorable mention.
It's so fucking comedic that you kind of forget that it's supposed to be a dark and brooding Batman movie.
Yeah.
Like I lost my shit within the first 5 minutes because of bat nipples. How can you watch a Batman movie and then see bat nipples and think that you're watching something else?
Yeah. You know what pissed me off about that? Why did they put nipples on the male bat suits, but they didn't put them on Batgirl's suit?
I'm pretty sure there's some obvious reasons.
That is
for
sexism in Hollywood, man.
It's reverse sexism, equal rights.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I agree. Even though it's not a good movie by filmmaking standards, it's
by critiques standards.
Yeah, exactly. I don't give a fuck what critics say. That movie is a goddamn blessing to the world. Also, rubber lips are immune to your charms, Taco-rific.
Rubber lips?
Yeah. You don't remember that? That was from the same movie, wasn't it? Oh, wait, no, maybe it wasn't.
Oh, good job, Brett.
No, it was.
It was the same one, yeah, it was.
Poison Ivy tried to kiss Batman
Oh.
and he peeled up like rubber lips. And
Yeah.
then there was also, oh my fucking god, Bat credit card.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, okay.
I can't remember that movie. I watched it when I was a kid, so all of that is like gone. I can only remember Arnold Schwarzenegger and his face.
Yeah. No, he had like a platinum credit card that he pulls out of his back pocket, and it does like a big close up, and it makes like a cha-ching noise.
That sounds familiar.
It's so fucking stupid. Oh, I love it.
And then my favorite all-time part was when they are in the lair of Mr. Freeze, and all of his like henchmen are like shivering cold, and Mr. Freeze is just like they're bathing or something, and then on the TV he's forcing them to fucking sing Mr. White Christmas. I forgot what Mr. Snow Miser.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that was definitely a scene.
That's what it was.
Adrian, the one with Jim Carrey was Batman Forever. That was the one before Batman and Robin.
That was the one where they got Robin near the beginning, and then that's when they did the whole like, holy rusted metal, Batman.
Yes.
And it's like, what? It's like the rusted metal. It's full of holes.
Yeah, and I mean clearly with Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, like they were trying to be campy. They weren't trying to be serious. Which before Tim Burton's Batman's, the Batman and Batman Returns, Batman had always been campy.
Yeah.
He never had the dark side to him. Until those Tim Burton films, and then the Batman animated series happened and all that shit.
Yeah.
But
then that's when the Joker started to get less and less jokey and more just psychotic.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I don't blame Joel Schumacher for trying to make those two Batman movies like a bit more campy because he was just trying to do what he knew. But clearly they had established that Batman as a darker character was better. And he shouldn't have tried to go back.
Yeah.
Once you go bat, you never go back.
Oh my God! All right, we're gonna do one more pod, and then
there's only one more pod left, anyways.
Oh really? Okay, cool.
That's why I was gonna do it.
Wait, can I tell one more quick joke?
No, pod next.
It's fuck.
Surfbot Spy.
Surfbot, what's up, boy?
How's it going?
Finally,
yeah,
I get to have some airtime.
Yeah,
have all the airtime you
last
want.
one of the night.
I almost missed out on this. Actually, just popped in.
Oh, nice!
Shit.
You guys were doing this.
Well, we're glad you made it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite comic book movie?
Ironically, it was the very first movie that I ever saw. It was called Batman Forever, and that's ironically topic she was talking about too.
Oh. Yeah.
Because I loved how Jim Carrey in that one and whatnot.
I like that one. That was actually,
and that's what introduced me to all the other comic book characters. But then I hadn't really realized that all these DC comic characters were going to be serious.
Oh,
because they had like freaking Jim Carrey in there, and it was all funny and hysterical. And it's like you move on to reading his books and comics, and it's like, oh,
yeah. I liked that movie. I liked that movie, but I didn't like the casting. I don't like the guy who played Batman in that one. Val Kilmer, I didn't think was a good Batman at all. I thought he was terrible. I mean,
I just
way to kill the mood.
Sorry
Brett.
if I broke your heart with that. I didn't think he was a very good Batman.
That was the first superhero movie that I ever watched. Was Batman Forever, and I actually liked it because I was like a kid. And it was kind of funny. Jim Carrey and stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't care about Val Kilmer. I was like, I didn't judge him.
Yeah. Existential, Jim Carrey was Riddler in that one, and Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face, which was a weird change because Harvey Dent was played by Billy D. Williams in the previous Batman movie, and Billy D. Williams is a black man, and they recast him as an old white man, and a lot of people were mad about that.
Okay,
I did not know that.
Yeah. But I feel you. That was a good movie as far as it was definitely better than Batman and Robin.
You know why I think
sunk my battleship.
You know why I think that Batman was campy like in the early thing?
Why's that?
Batman's villains are like the most expressive and entertaining villains that I know like of anything.
Right.
Like they have such a great assortment of villains.
Yeah. That's
like, you know, the Penguin and like that he's even got like the deformities and everything and like that kind of stuff, and how they act are way over the top. Like the villains are way over the top, and that's what made it interesting for me.
Yeah.
And I don't remember there ever being a movie about Clayface, but he's like my favorite villain.
Yeah, I don't think Clayface has been in any of the movies. He was in Gotham, the TV show. But I don't at least I can't remember him being in any of the films yet. Anyway, maybe he'll be the villain in the Ben Affleck Batman movie. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, but Brent, you brought up a point that was similar to something that I meant to say earlier. As far as the DC versus Marvel argument goes,
yeah,
you know, it's one of those classic rivalries. I've always felt that DC hands down has the better villains.
Yeah.
And Marvel hands down has the better heroes.
Just combine the two.
Totally agree with that.
Yep.
They should actually have both of those groups fight each other
Exactly.
in like some sort of like super arena type thing.
It's impossible now because Disney.
I mean, I'm sure there's a million fan fictions about
Curse you, Disney!
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, thanks for the call, man.
All right, thanks for having me.
No problem.
Yeah.
Talk to you later, boy.
Keep commenting on your other videos and bringing you joy with my jokes.
You bring us much joy.
Love it.
Thanks, man.
All right, so yeah, I mean, this was pretty long. This is a little bit of an extended podcast, everybody.
God, I was worried we wouldn't be able to
no
fill the hour
with all these amazing people.
I know, right?
I mean, if we have people talking about their Boy Scout stories randomly, we could fill the hour.
Oh God,
I'm dropping a move.
I really want to know more about the Sea Scouts move.
Sea Scouts, that's what it was.
Sea Scouts.
So thanks so much for joining us.
Yep.
Thanks, Brett, for this topic. It was actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be.
You're welcome.
I don't know many movie things, so I kind of sat back for a lot of that and kind of just listened and absorbed.
Oh, he wants us to wrap it. So thanks for coming out and being in our podcast. We're about to drop a beat. Now we're going to take a question from you. We're about to open the pod. Go ahead and open that pod, Brent, so that we can take an answer from one of these cool
Hold
peeps.
on, no, I got a pod flush.
Oh, sorry.
Pod flush. And then I got a
You gonna do another
pod close.
You gonna do
no,
another,
I'm closing it.
You're not gonna do another pod.
Pod. Hold on, I'm doing all of the things. Pod. Okay, all right. Now I'm doing a pod open for people.
Courtesy flush.
For those of you who don't know, at the end of our podcast, we take a question from somebody.
Yes.
In here, all you have to do is call pod right now. It's gonna pick one random person, only one, and you get to ask us a question. And something that I want to say beforehand this time is when that person asks the question to us, we want you to type your answers inside of the podcast chat because that makes it more interesting. I noticed before, we would say it way too late, so I wanted to say it early.
Hey, Michael the Ghost, when you pod in, hit the exclamation point before pod, because right now it's you just wrote a word, you didn't do the command. There you go.
There you go.
Cool.
All right, and I'm going pod next. Let's see who it is. Do me a drum roll. Just pointed the mic at your crotch. And thank you.
Thank you.
I did it.
All right.
Oh, God.
You've done it.
You've done it.
All right. So my question for you guys is, what is your favorite movie, not comic book movie, what is your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, shit.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So people answer inside of the podcast chat. I'm going to let Brett start because I don't know.
I don't think I have. Let me think real hard about this.
I'll answer.
You answer.
Princess Bride.
Aha. That's a very good one.
Yeah, that's really good.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
All right.
It's just all right.
I was hoping you'd go longer so I could think about my answer. Oh, shit.
Go on.
My favorite movie all time, Scream.
Scream.
Yep.
Scream?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Horror movie,
Horror
okay.
flick from the 90s, yeah.
Slasher, yeah.
Yeah, I liked the self-awareness. I really like self-awareness just in movies in general. And Scream kind of poked fun at all of the shit that I had been poking fun of horror movies at for years and years and years. And when I saw it, I was very happy.
I actually watched Scream recently, like a couple weeks ago. Which is nice because I got to see it from a different perspective. When I was a kid and I watched it, it didn't really make sense. It just seemed like,
sure,
a bunch of killing people.
Just watch people die.
But as an adult, you're like, well, this is like a parody basically.
Yeah.
So my favorite movie, I have a very limited selection, as I told you. I don't watch very many movies. But the one that stands out the most for me was Toy Story 1.
Oh, yeah.
First Toy Story.
Oh, okay.
That was that one really. I was a kid, and it was just so magical. I loved it.
Yeah, agreed.
And so,
it is those classic Disney movies. Little Mermaid's up there too.
Yeah,
they just feel good to watch.
Pixar.
Disney Hercules for me. Yeah, that technically wasn't Disney.
Hercules.
Yeah, but Hercules was another one of my
I
all-time
loved
favorites.
Hercules was amazing.
Yeah. Adrian.
Emperor's New Groove.
Oh my god, that wasn't Disney. Wait, was that Disney? That wasn't.
I thought it was Disney.
I don't think it is.
That one, surprisingly, that movie, when I watched it, I thought it was a 45-minute movie because it went by so fast. Probably because I liked it, but
yeah,
I mean,
it was really funny.
It wasn't. It's not like one of my top movies, but I liked that one.
Okay, if it was a Disney movie, I don't know why the fuck there hasn't been an Emperor's New Groove in Kingdom Hearts yet.
Yeah,
What the
it's
hell?
Disney.
Okay,
He just Googled.
Well,
Yeah, it is Disney.
Who knew? I wanted to say up here, Adrian said that Saw is good. Saw was good when I saw it, and then I rewatched it. Did you get the pun there?
I got it. And then,
I rewatched it like a year ago, and that movie is fucking horrendous. It's like one of the worst movies ever.
most fucking horror movies are so bad.
Yeah.
Like I don't even really give them the time of day.
Bethany has not seen Saw. I think you really need to see Saw.
How do I mute Brett? Hold on. There's...
No, don't mute me.
Brett's muted. He's
no.
gone.
No.
Everybody, I've killed him.
No, give me my mic back.
That's this. His ghost is screaming out from the
Give
beyond.
me my mic back.
Move said Treasure Planet. I would agree with that. That's a really good movie
Oh
too.
hell yeah, that one was awesome.
And then there's the one about Atlantis. Is that just called Atlantis?
That? Yeah, that was Atlantis.
Yeah.
Yep.
The animated movie.
Animated, yeah.
With Milo.
That was good too.
Milo Pony.
I'm pretty sure those were made by the same studio.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, all right. Thank you for the question.
Thanks for the question.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you. Or should I
thank
say, Thor? Oh boy. Oh, it's moments like that make it all worth it, guys.
All right. Again, thanks for joining us. We'll have it again. It seems to be that we're going to be doing mostly at 7. Every time we take a vote, everyone says 7.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to be aiming at 7. We try Saturday and Sunday, and if it's not one of those two, we'll let you know. It's probably going to be on Friday. But thanks for joining us. Thanks for all of your comments in the stream here, and we hope to see you on the next one. Join Discord, as thank you have said.
Yes.
I'm going to pop up a Discord card, and you've already seen it. It was in the first minute. So if you're still here and you're not on Discord, hit that little icon on the top right of your video.
Yeah, it's popping up again right now.
I can't make it pop up again. Thanks.
What?
Brett. Yeah, I think YouTube only allows me to like put up the one. I'll try it though.
Okay.
So yeah, just click on that, join our Discord, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
everybody.
we love you guys. What is this? What is this Scorpions joke that people keep talking about?
Dude, you weren't here for
Yeah,
one
I
of
wasn't.
the best moments.
I like see it happening, but I wasn't here
Oh
for
my
it.
god, one of the best moments of all time. We're gonna have to go over that. Go join Discord so that you can find out what it was about.
Oh shit!
Hit that search bar, search for From Brent, and when I was talking about Peppered Scorpions, his business that I sold for millions, and I gave someone shares for my shins to get their shins because I sold my shins. It's a complex story. You have to go back and see. So thanks everybody for joining us. Ignore Mothman. They don't know. They're just capsing everything for some reason. But thanks for joining us on the podcast. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.